Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. It's crazy to say this, but after I watched this episode, there's only 3 episodes remaining after this one of The Batman, and that's it. It's crazy to say that. It feels like we just started the show just a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, and it's been this insane journey that we've been on for so long, and thank you guys so much for supporting the videos. This is Season 5, Episode 10, the end of The Batman, which I'm like, no, there's only 3 episodes left. This is not the end of the show, but maybe that's the plan in regards to ending the Batman, you know, get rid of him. Maybe that's what they're referring to in the title. I'm not 100% sure, but I can't wait to see what happens here. Because last week's episode, if you would have, said, okay, here's some guesses into who are the terrible trio, I would never have guessed 3 college students who got access to Dr. Langstrom's, formulas or whatever, and they became a version of a human fox hybrid, human shark, kind of like king shark hybrid, and a human vulture hybrid. And they're just terrorizing their college campus, and everybody else is like, okay, I would never have guessed that was the terrible trio. So we'll see what happens with this in terms of the end of the Batman, because maybe the title was referring to something else. Like, I have no idea. But the journey has been crazy. You guys have been asking quite a bit about what's the next show after this. I'm still figuring that out, so be patient. Okay, I will figure that out and get a poll out and everything for you guys to vote. But we'll see what happens with this, because when I saw that title this morning as I was getting ready for the video, I'm like, okay, the end of the Batman, whatever that means. So let's get into it now, guys. Let's check it out. Let's jump into it. Let's go. Penguin, I kind of figured. Here they come. Oh.
S. W?
What the fuck? What the hell's going on?
The guys in hero suits are shooting at us. Whoa, look at the wheels his sidekick gets.
And last week, when Killer
He's a little jealous.
Escape us, he must have had their help too.
Bruce and Dick have an appointment with their friends, the Mallorys.
Andy
The
Mallory?
Mallorys?
And where exactly did you leave my brother?
This is them, obviously.
Andy and I both appreciate
Bruce
you
should
guys
easily
letting
figure
us
this
dispute
out. Come
for a
on,
climb
come on.
next
I
week.
know, come
No
on.
problem.
At least they're having fun with the bad guys.
Out of my way!
Oh shit. Oh! Yeah, of course.
Really?
I guess I'll see you at fencing next week.
You'll see him probably tonight as those costume guys.
Swag you scored from your chum friend.
Shouldn't have gave it to
Every
him.
little bit helps.
Or maybe Bruce.
When you got a
Maybe
back
Bruce
to
knows.
squash.
The Gotham Millionaire Fun Ball.
Fun ball.
Wait for me!
Oh shit! Okay.
I can't find my ticket.
There's the ticket.
That's a shot.
Now I can win the lottery and scratch off Batman at the...
Oh. Come on, they have to figure this out. It's them, right? Come on, Bruce. Oh shit. Proving that they're not as good as they think.
Wipe out and sudden stop.
Who are you? Why are you doing this?
It's obvious, dude. You just talked to him a couple hours ago.
Trying to make a living. Joker doesn't wear a mask. He shows his face for the world to see. Then you won't mind doing the same? You first.
Ooh. Be careful though, you hurt your friend there, or your brother. And they can't go after them, they gotta stop that from falling. Good, okay. I wasn't expecting the car, but that's still good. They waited around just to see what would happen, I guess.
Sometimes our schedules are too similar.
Bruce, it's obvious as hell, dude. I am a better detective than you are.
They'd be proud of us both for taking on the Batman. He's
Why?
everything they hated.
Okay.
In fact, now that we know we can take him, it's time to move on to the next stage.
Stage.
This better not be one of your teamwork schemes, Pengy.
I assure you.
I assure you.
Nothing to do with it.
You know, I could have handled Batman myself, but no.
Yeah, he
You
could
have
have.
to take
Well, he
all
would have
the
tried.
fun out of it.
Now,
And what's your
Yeah.
racket?
What's
No
the
racket,
end
I'm
game
just a friend.
goal?
One who believes criminals have it tough enough. It's too ambitious for any one criminal, but with my backup, you might be able to pull it off.
it's like you and he are the same.
Not in the way that
Come
counts.
on. Come on, Bruce. Figure it out. Villain team-ups never work, so this is not going to go well.
What?
Ooh.
Nice shot, Mr. Scarface.
One lone car. Ooh. Okay, he definitely has to figure it out now. Come on. Yeah, see, he thinks he's as good as Batman. He's not.
Bruce?
Oh, fuck. I was hoping he wouldn't figure it out.
What's the problem, bird boy? Too scared to take me head on?
Ah. Idiot.
You know who I am, don't you? I wish
It's
I
obvious.
did. Then you know why I'm going to win. I'm willing
No.
to destroy my enemy.
More cops. That's thing you probably didn't anticipate, probably.
Where's Raph? Move it, dummy.
Yeah, move it. Get out. And he's out. Is it Joker just to be taken? Oh my god. In the water he goes. Yeah, I figured he was gonna get a way out. He's pissed. Oh shit.
Because I now know who Batman is, and I'm going to rid the city of him once and for all. Next stop, Wayne Mansion.
Fuck. Fuck.
Will and Andy's parents were notorious jewel thieves.
He should have figured this out
Some hour
sooner.
money.
Fuck. Okay, okay. I maybe see the end of the Batman. They're in the Batcave and shit. Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir. He came up
Don't be
behind
sorry.
me as I opened the clock.
Come on out, Dickie Bird. We got
Dickie
a score
Bird.
to settle.
Thing is that they think they're as good as them, but they're not.
I should have known you were Batman, Bruce.
Damn.
Somewhere safe, he says.
There's nowhere safe right now.
You've forgotten home court advantage. You
Exactly.
have no court left.
You don't know that.
Be surprised.
Bats. Or participating in that. Ooh. Dragging his ass. Get the fuck out of here.
I'll never tell a soul if you just let us go. But that really would destroy everything I am.
Get ready to be famous, Dickie.
That night, boys.
Joker, hurry, uncuff us.
Well, I'll do better than that.
That is...
Oh shit.
And I won't let anyone stealing my fun.
I don't think anyone's telling secrets anytime soon.
I was not expecting a evil version of Batman and Robin in this episode as Wrath and Scorn. I actually have the voice cast pulled up here because it's Will Mallory and Andy Mallory. Will as Wrath, of course, the counterpart to Batman, and Andy Scorn is counterpart to Robin. But I'll just stick with Wrath and Scorn for the remaining of this review. But I wasn't expecting that to be the whole point of the end of the Batman, like the whole point of this episode, where they end up in the Batcave and they're destroying shit left and right or whatever. It's like they're taking all of it down. But there's the one thing they didn't think about was the bats. So the opening of the episode, like right away, they show Penguin escaping from some sort of heist, and Batman and Robin are chasing, and then they get stopped by Wrath and Scorn, who's on an opposite building rooftop, and then sends some explosives their way, and they disappear. So they were there at some other point before the episode started, and then they started now to reveal themselves, and it's like right away we just see these two characters. We're like, holy shit. And I'm trying to think, I think they may be from the comics. I know at one point, I think it was New 52, I think, there was these like Gotham characters, and they were actually heroes, I think. I didn't read actually the full run of the arc, but there was these Gotham man, Gotham girl, or some sort of characters that were kind of like Superman-esque type characters that popped up in Gotham or whatever. That kind of reminded me of that a little bit, but maybe Wrath and Scorn have actually popped up in the comics. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. But the idea of like, okay, we're going to have these evil counterparts that are kind of helping the villains and stopping Batman and Robin from taking them down is a way to kind of, you know, avenge their parents, who I'm guessing they passed away. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's what it is, because Scorn, Andy, the little one, the younger brother, he was saying how he doesn't really remember his parents, so I'm thinking that they're not around anymore for him to get to know them. But, you know, the whole point of this was for Will, I think that was his name, Will Wrath, for him to get back and to kind of avenge his parents in a way, because they would be against this idea of the Batman, because they said that their parents were arrested for being jewelry heist, you know, a group or whatever, and they were arrested around the same time his parents were killed. So it's not the same kind of upbringing, because, you know, Bruce didn't have a brother, but in this instance, you know, they have each other, right? Younger and older brother. I wish Bruce would have figured out sooner that it was them, but you know, he had just faced off just a brief moment between the counterpart of him and Dick on the rooftop, and then he goes and does this, like, you know, hiking, climbing thing with these two guys. Don't know how much of a connection Bruce has had with the older brother, who is of course Wrath, but I wish Bruce would have figured it out sooner, or maybe they should have structured the episode a little bit differently, because I'm thinking Bruce could have figured this out a lot sooner than he did, because of course he figures out the moment that where, you know, Wrath goes to Joker, which is crazy because we had a bunch of villains in the episode. We had Joker, we had Killer Croc, we had Penguin, and what is his name? It's not Ventriloquist or something. Maybe that is his name, but you know who I'm talking about. And having all of them there, and then they're all going to work together on a heist, whatever, working together to get all this, you know, money and these like platings for like dollar bills or whatever. And so it's gonna be like a major crime bust, whatever. Fucking just falling over here or something. We're like, what was that? But they were all working together, and then Joker, before they actually go, is like, well, what if we don't want you to help us? Because like, well, we're here to help you guys. Because when Joker was taking that ball of cash or whatever, and Harley was there, which Harley never spoke in the episode, but at least, you know, she was there for a little bit. But when that was all going down, when they first show up, well, the second time they officially show up, they're like, don't worry, Joker, we'll stop the Batman. And he's like, well, what if we don't want you to do that? What if we want to do it ourselves? Because ultimately Joker gets the last laugh at the end of the episode, because he shuts them up. Because when they're fighting on that rooftop during that big heist with all the villains working together, Joker's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Because they pretty much all did their own things in terms of Killer Croc attacking the boat when it's coming into the harbor, into the actual place we're supposed to drop off the money and everything. And then what was it, Scarface, the puppet or whatever? Well, not the puppet, but you know, the guy who's controlling it, he shoots the gas or whatever to knock them out. And then there's Penguin with his shock, you know, a part of his like the lightning part of his umbrella. Joker's like, what am I supposed to do? He's bored, right? But then the fighting goes down, and this is something that I think they were trying. I think they were just like, their egos were kind of like getting bigger in terms of Wrath and Scorn, because they thought they were as good as Batman and Robin. They thought they were as good. And the thing is, no, they're not. They were actually pretty good because they were able to go up against them and not be taken out immediately. But let's be honest here. Robin and Batman are better than them in terms of actual combat and teamwork, because they've only been working as Wrath and Scorn for a little bit. And you know, going out and doing what, even though they're not going out fighting crime, they're actually causing crime. The fact is that they're not prepared, because ultimately they weren't prepared for some of the tricks that happened. Because even though Scorn got out of being in that crate, in that, you know, I think it's called something else, but you know what I'm talking about. He drives his motorcycle into it, and then Robin shuts it on him, shuts the damn door on him. So he should have been able to maneuver and get out of that, you know. And then having Wrath have electricity like on his knuckles or whatever, so he can actually electric type punch as more of, you know, of a hit. The fact is that even with that advantage still didn't actually get him to win. The reveal that when Bruce found out who Wrath was, and then obviously who Scorn is, was a moment like, of course, once, you know, he has like that like tethering or whatever, is that the right word? It's in the morning. I apologize, guys. My brain is just not working fully this morning. Sorry. But having that like rock climbing, it was for like, I can't even fucking remember what the word is. I apologize. But he recognized the cable from the device because he gave it to him. Like, Bruce, why'd you give him that? And because he didn't know. Because Bruce is supposed to be the world's greatest detective. He should have figured this out, who these individuals were. He should have just started to assume, but he didn't, of course. But then again, that could be seen as well. Bruce may be jumping the gun and just assuming anybody that is kind of like him, with a little guy, kind of like Dick, in terms of his younger brother, could be Wrath and Scorn. Then that's pretty much, oh, you're jumping the gun. You actually haven't done your full research. So maybe that's, I understand. Okay, I understand that point. But still, it's like, come on. Bruce could have figured it out sooner. But then it's actually where Bruce figures it out, but then Wrath figures out who Bruce is. And so that's a whole dynamic shift there. And so it's like, okay, how are you going to stop them from telling? Because they know now. So with them knowing, then how do you stop them from talking? Because like they were threatening as they were about to be, taken away, even though Joker was there to stop it. He was saying, you're finished. If you let us go, I won't speak a word. And the thing is, it's like, first of all, Batman, of course, he even said that would go against everything that I am if I let you go. But at the same time, he's also thinking, how do I even trust that you won't speak? Because if I let you guys go, you're just going to continue doing this, and then you might still end up telling everybody who we are, right? So that was a dilemma. But when they entered the Batcave and started blowing up shit, I'm like, okay, I know they're going to be able to recover from this, because we still have 3 episodes remaining of this season of the show. So I know that the destruction of the Batcave is going to take some time to repair, but, obviously it's going to get figured out. But, like, that was something to where we haven't seen that often, right? We haven't seen a villain enter the Batcave that often. And I feel like if you have it too much, then it's going to be seen as, okay, well, then any villain can just fucking show up in the Batcave. So for them to be able to get in was pretty crazy. And, of course, the home advantage of having bats was the one thing they weren't prepared for. They were not anticipating for the bats to be there to basically hinder their attack on the Batcave. That's a good word to use, hinder their attack on the Batcave. So it was a good little move there. And then at the end there, they're being taken in. Joker is there with Joker gas or whatever it is. Sorry about that. My voice. Sorry about that. I need to drink some water. That's what I need to do. But anyways, I'm almost done here. So he uses Joker gas or whatever and completely turns them. And then he rides off with Harley driving. And then they go after them. And that's pretty much it, because Batman's like, well, I guess no one's telling any secrets now. And so I thought Joker gas was temporary, but maybe whatever he did has altered their minds if they get reverted back to normal. I don't even know. But it's implied that they're never going to speak on the truth. So I don't know. And also, too, when he was on the phone, Wrath was on the phone over speakerphone with the villains after the failed, heist, the failed mission, if you will. He said that I know who Batman is. And they're like, what? And you all saw their faces like, what? You know? But then Joker's like, no, I don't want you to take them down. That's my job. So, and that also goes to I think the other villains probably would have been fine with Wrath and Scorn exposing who Batman and Robin are. But Joker and probably a few others are probably like, no, I'm going to be the one to do that. That is my job. I'm going to be the one to take them down, because he was kind of against this whole idea of them taking down Batman and Robin or stopping them when Joker wants to do it himself. He doesn't want anybody else to do it. So it kind of falls in line with Joker's ideology. So ultimately, it makes sense why Joker's in the episode. Because if you didn't have him, then the other villains would probably just go, oh, you know who Batman and Robin are? All right, you tell them. You tell the whole world. I don't care. Because that means I can do whatever the fuck I want. There's no hero to stop me, right? Well, at least until another one rises up to face evil. So, because that kind of happens. It's the balance. I always refer to like the Force or whatever. Star Wars, where, evil rises. The Sith rise, Jedi will rise to face it. Evil rises, the light, the dark side, the light side will rise up. It's a balancing thing. So even if Batman and Robin were to be taken off the playing field in terms of Gotham, the villains rising up in the dark side of all of it, the light side, another hero would rise up to face it at some point. So ultimately, the balance has to be there. So yeah, Joker being in here made perfect sense. So overall, had a good time with the episode. I wasn't expecting this Wrath and Scorn, these evil counterparts essentially of Batman and Robin, but it was interesting for sure, and I enjoyed what they did with the episode. I wish it was structured a little bit differently so Bruce could figure it out sooner, because he's the world's greatest detective. He should have been able to figure this out sooner, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.